Hello my friend, I'm so happy to be back with the goals video. We finally talk about my goals for 2026. I thought I'd present my goals that I have for 2026 in the categories that I usually have. I have like a color coded system. I have free time, travel, home, love, finance. Well, I have work, but I usually don't have like private goals for work. Personal development or personal growth, social life, and health. These are kind of like how I'm color coding in my planner, but also in my calendar, in online Google's. I usually use these different categories for marking if I have any kind of arrangements or anything. And obviously color code my goals in these categories. So let's get started with the first category, and that is free time, my yellow one. Last year I completed several goals in that category, but this year I actually have only one, and that is my usual one that I have every year, and that is to read 24 books. I'm often reading more, around 50, but I just think reading like 2 books a month is totally enough, and you never know how the year is going. So I don't want to have like a huge goal, but it's obviously really fun to reach it in usually like around June and then doubling it within the next months. And it is a goal that is kind of completing itself because I don't have to do a lot. I'm reading on my commute to work. I read often as like an afternoon routine, just like for 10 minutes here and there. It's nothing, I'm not reading like for hours. That's something I'm not able to, but I'm even like reading snacks in a way, snacking a bit here and snacking a bit there, and then it just finishes itself, and I'm having more problems that I want to read a lot of books that I want to reread, and then I want to read books that I've gotten, and there's just not enough time for that. I really would like to read the whole Harry Potter series again, but I really would like to do that in the winter and fall season. Maybe we will manage it starting in fall 2026. The next category is travel, and I have set a goal of completing the next new beginner course in Bubble in Spanish. I did the first one that had like 40 lessons, I think. It was the A1.1 course, and the A1.2 course has like I think 60 lessons, so it probably will take me a while. I could see myself exceeding that and doing the next course, the A2 course as well, or even getting started. This is very similar to reading. I'm just doing a little bit Spanish after dinner. That's kind of like my routine. Either I do a course or I'm just repeating the vocabulary, and it always takes me around like a few minutes until maybe 10 minutes. It's not that long. Sometimes I have to split it up when the course is getting quite, like the lessons get really long, but this is just a routine that I have. It's a habit that I don't have to work hard for. It's just kind of like, because now I took a break in December and now I have to get a bit back into, but I think we're definitely gonna reach that within the first 2 quarters. That's my guess. In the home category, I would like to make my home a bit more cottage-like. The thing is, I'm really obsessed with tiny houses, and I love the cottage from the holiday. But I'm also somebody who doesn't like to have too many things, and I get very overwhelmed if I have too many. So decluttering regularly is really important to me, and I have to say I haven't really made an action plan how I think this is going to look like if I make my home more cottage-like. This is something I'm a bit more unsure how to reach it, but it's something I'm not gonna focus right now. What I want to do is a bit like decluttering, I have a shelf here in my living room that really needs dusting, and a lot of like it just needs a lot of attention, and yeah, we'll see what we're gonna do. And I have a category that is called love, or it's also like self-love. And the first one is I practice self-love, self-care, and secure attachment on a daily basis. And this doesn't have like an agenda, what I want to do. It's more like a thing that I want to do during the whole year, that I every week think about what could I do this week to help myself. Like just in this particular week, I was more mindful of sleeping and going to bed early, and that's then just my habit for the week that I'm working on. And it doesn't have like a finish line. It's more like a maintaining goal that I want to work on through whole 2026. Then I actually read a book about manifestation and did also a 21-day manifestation challenge last year, and I thought it was really fun. I read the book Manifestation for Beginners, I think it's called, from Victoria Jackson, and she also has a really nice podcast, and I love her voice. And so I thought like maybe I could learn more about how to manifest. It's nothing that I need to do and need to complete this goal, but it's just something I find interesting, and maybe we can explore it a bit more here in 2026. In my finance category, I really would like to save some money again, around 60,000 Norwegian krona. And I haven't really written down my expenses. I haven't really been consistent with like having any budgets last year, so I really would like to get back into that. I've also bought like a budget planner, which is undated, so I can just start whenever I want. And that would be fun to get back on track on that, because I really enjoyed budgeting. Before I used the Budget Mom paycheck to paycheck method, or however it's called, but she's using the cash envelope system, and here in Norway nobody's using cash. It's quite tricky. Also, you can't get enough, like if I want to have enough money for the month, I can't take that out on like a usual bank ATM, because you only get like 2,000 krona at once. So, and then with all the coins, and I think that's with the American system, with like not having many coins, that works much better. But we have so many coins, and it's just a pain in the ass, to be honest. So I have to find a new system that works better for the very digital life here and cashless living here in Norway. Personal growth, I would like to go back to the personal development school and study some more topics. I also would like to work on reprogramming limiting beliefs, and I asked ChatGPT a few weeks ago, and it gave me a whole list of things, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. So I thought like, that would be fun to work on. It's nothing that I have focused yet on. Maybe I'm doing that a bit later. I mean, you don't have to work on all goals at the same time. I already have enough. For my social life, I really want to be a good friend, and also finding a few new friends. I kind of said like it would be nice to find 2 new friends. Obviously, friendships in adult life is not that easy. You need quite a lot of time to get to know somebody, and both also have to be committed to that. And it is definitely a process, but I met 2 really nice women in fall, and I'm still in contact with them. So I thought that it's definitely possible to find new people. And I love my grandma always saying, you always will find new people. It's like they're always coming new. And I mean, she's 85, and in her circle, more people are leaving than adding, but she says that. And I mean, that's where you can see that she definitely doesn't have a limiting belief around that. When you think about how many older people feel very lonely and thinking like they can't find new friends, and she's definitely proving that wrong, and I'm so grateful to have her because she's really imprinting some of her positive beliefs onto me. Then I have 3 health goals. The first one is healing my knee and elbow injuries, and I have to say, well, we're gonna talk about that in my first goals review for January, but it's so close. We're so close. I mean, this was the first week where I didn't have any pain, where I could train, and I definitely feel my knee is a bit weak after being injured for like 7 months, but I feel so grateful that I finally can work out again, and I have found workouts that work for me. We also have learned my limits and listening to my body. My physiotherapist is so supportive and gives me kind of like the right exercises and workout programs that work for where I am, and feeling very grateful at the moment that 2026 looks like I will be able to leave all these injuries behind in 2025 and being able to enjoy life more without like being on the couch for most of the year in 2025. That would be so nice. I think we will have accomplished this goal very soon. Then again, have a weight loss goal, and I refined it this time a bit and said I eat and move in tune with my nervous system, resulting in gentle weight loss of 12 to 18 pounds, which would be like 1 pound per month. That would be definitely doable, I think. And because of my injuries, it was quite difficult to lose weight last year, and I think that will be a bit different this year because I also have learned working with my nervous system and realizing that maybe the food I'm eating is not as important than that I'm eating regularly, that I regulate my nervous system, that I get enough sleep and movement, and then the more healthy eating kind of follows by itself. So there are definitely a few limiting beliefs around that where I definitely could work on, and we'll see how we're gonna do it. But I've created like a weight loss guide, or I asked ChatGPT to make one for me, and I feel like I have a really good plan now. I'm still in Balance 365, this coaching program. I usually go coaching once a week, really just checking in. Sometimes I just have to share something positive, sometimes I need some help, and I feel like having this consistency really helps, and also my coaches see my development. That's amazing to have a coach who's mirroring things and showing you things that you probably don't see yourself. And my last health goal is to work out 100 times. Actually, even though I was injured, I did 78 workouts last year. So that's pretty impressive, I would say. They obviously are not super long ones, but that's not really what it is about. It's more about showing up, and then you just see how much you can do. But currently I try, if I'm working out, I just do like 10 minutes with Grow with Joe, and then depending on how my body feels and if I have any injuries, I top it up with a workout that I have from my physiotherapist, but I also don't do them all the time. Sometimes I just walk for 10 minutes and then that's it for today. Doesn't have to be that much. And then I'm obviously walking to work, and so I'm moving my body already quite a lot, I would say. I just want to have a bit more structure and more consistency and doing the same workouts for a longer period to really get the benefits from them, which is something I have learned, that for hypermobile bodies it's actually better to do the same workout for a longer period instead of like switching up all the time. So these are my goals for 2026. I obviously don't do all of them at the same time. I have some that are paused right now, and I am a firm believer in doing small things consistent than changing everything at once. And what helps me a lot is my goals planner. the Power Sheets Goals Planner for 2026. I think I will film a routine, a goals review, like a monthly one, how I'm using it for it. And then for my kind of like daily life, I'm using my Erin Condren life planner, where I have like my goals and habits in the sidebar. If you remember, I had actually ordered a different cover, but I just felt like this one is working better. My word of the year is nourish, and obviously it works really well with this very beautiful watercolor wildflower cover on the back here. And yeah, very happy to have found a system that works for me, and I think I will actually do an own video for that, how I'm doing my weekly goal setting as well. I have a lot of plans and a lot of ideas for YouTube, so we'll see what I'm able to do. But thank you so much for watching, and if you don't mind, please share your goals. I'm really curious, and I love talking about goals. I always ask people what their goals are for 2026, and yeah, just love chatting about that. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I see you very soon. Bye bye.